On three, team on three, uprising. 1, 2, 3, team. 1, 2, 3, uprising. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
All right, guys. First line, let me get Maddie, Graham, Brandon, Barome, Tommy. Maddie, you're in that snake corner. B, you're back center. You're gonna start shooting B side, and then you get to float. Take whatever you got.
When everything goes right, coaching is easy. When everything's going wrong, coaching is hard.
I first came across the name Aaron Ormrod when we were doing statistics for the NPPL 7-man series. And anytime Uprising played, there were always two names that stood out. Nick Ormrod and Aaron Ormrod. And they were always shooting the most paint. They always had like some of the best stats. And that was, I never saw them, didn't know what they looked like. Their names were always the ones that kind of came to the forefront as these top guys that were always shooting a lot. So I just recognized their names.
I guess really I became a coach and the coach of Seattle Uprising largely I guess due to work, but also to have a coach that works for a certain team. You have to have a relationship with the players. For me, they're all my buddies, guys who I've already played with, many of them for a really long time. And so that basically I fell into it and had a good relationship with the guys. I kind of knew how they like things to go. They kind of, we know everybody's styles. And so I think it works that they sort of know, what I want to do. I'm not going to yell at everybody a lot, but when I see screw-ups, I'm not going to hesitate to tell them.
I think he does do a good job.
Yeah, Uprising guys, they like to have almost all their heads looking D sideways, usually just back center looking snake sideways. Basically, I played on Uprising from NPPL Pro through the into NPPL, PSP Semi-Pro, and then when I started working with Virtue, I just didn't really have the time to practice as much, and also at the NXL events I have to make sure that the booth is under control, so I've got to handle the sales, the service, setup, takedown, everything. So I didn't really have the time commitment to be able to put into playing, but it was kind of a perfect situation to be able to still be involved with the guys and still be able to contribute. Hey, Maddie, you're gonna be down. James, you're in. You're gonna go snake corner. Hey, yo, everybody's on the turn. We're gonna do the same thing, but Tommy, just D1, unless you want to keep pushing. D1 trying to take the crawl, if you got it.
When everything goes right, coaching is easy. When everything's going wrong, coaching is hard. And then when you're doing some things right and some things wrong, it's kind of hard to say, is the coach helping, is the coach hurting? But I think he's gotten better, and I have to admit, I've coached divisional teams before in the past, and it's hard. I'm just not very good at it, and honestly I think that he's a big help to all of us, and I think that there's so many people that like paintball and might have a concept of what good game plans are, but it's huge that our coach has played, does play, and has played with us and really knows people's personalities on and off the field, and so he can really provide great input, and for those same reasons it's easy for us to have total and complete faith in him. Sometimes I've had coaches that maybe weren't high caliber paintball players, and it can be hard to follow blindly when you're not sure if this guy really knows what he's talking about. So with Aaron, it's great because we've all got confidence in him. Played tons of tournaments with him. We've played lots and lots of tournaments at this point with him coaching, so it's just easy to take his advice. Yeah, really how I operate as a coach is we're going to practice, we're going to figure out what couple game plans kind of seem to work the best for us, and especially highlighting game plans that work for us getting kills off the break. We're not always the best at closing games, and sometimes 3-on-3s and 3-on-2s and stuff can be difficult situations for us, so I try and call game plans where we can get a kill off the break, we can get a 5-on-4, and we can work from there. It's also really critical for me to get a lot of feedback from the players. I need to know how they got shot, who shot them, what is working, what isn't working.
because that's really how I formulate the game plan.
I think you can live running gunning out to the Cali, coming up, then we go corner.
If a guy comes up to me and says, hey, this is what I want to do, if I ask them, is that going to work? And they say yes, then yeah, we're going to give that a shot. But if it doesn't work, then I'm going to say, okay, maybe next time you give me your feedback, I'll think about it a little longer. Maybe I'll try and apply that into what I'm thinking, not just let's do what you think is going to work. So getting feedback is huge for the pros and the cons of what's going to work for the next game plan.
Yep. You're the back guy looking at this inside pit. Okay?
Yep. Kill 2 up top.
I largely am that back center guy or a back player, and back center is like the quarterback.
Nico, does usually start at that back center position, and it is important for him to be able to quarterback things.
You're like the coach that's on the field. So then to come into the pit and have the coach that's seeing everything off the field, he might have 1 or 2 things for some of the other guys on the field, but usually there's a lot more to me. He might say, hey, this guy needed help, and you needed to relay that information that was going to help him, or you needed to, bring this information across, whatever it may be. Because it's good that also when he plays, he largely is playing the same position too. But when you're a back guy, you kind of have to be the coach that's on the field and help give everybody the info they need, and kind of direct people, say when the game plan needs to change, say when you need to attack, say when you need to defend.
Nico, you got a quarterback and let everybody else know we can't be doubling shots.
Nico, I need to see you wrap and look at Brandon and see where he's looking. I need to see you check that.
Exactly, because Nico, if you know that we got Jerome in the Tokyo and he's looking snake side, you need to tell Brandon stay D side, give you help. Because you could have filled out sooner while Tommy's alive, and now we're set up over there.
We need to help Brandon get to the Dallas when that Cali guy is stopping him.
Yeah.
And maybe Nico, you can help. Maybe Maddie can help.
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of our kills are just pushing our guns.
So it is really great having somebody who I can communicate with so well, give me some feedback on what's happening, where they're going, and things like that.
I really like having my brother as a coach. He never puts me in because I'm his brother.
But I think at the same time too, I'm also really critical of him because I expect so much.
He's probably my harshest critic.
So, I would say I take a lot of feedback from Nick, but I think it's equal with everybody else. As long as people are giving me, the info of what they're seeing, what's stopping them, how things are going.
He keeps it real. He tells me when I screwed up, and he also tells me when I did something right, and always constructive criticism with him. He does a great job of knowing, how to try and get more out of not just me, but everybody on the squad.
I absolutely would have done this and then done that. So when he makes a mistake like that, it might seem like I'm yelling at him extra hard, but I just expect a lot.
Side from back center, and you're the center push. Take it as soon as you have it. Honestly, I'd like you to go to the deep corner and try and hide wrap back center and go. Yeah. Their command center guy likes to look snake side the whole time. P-gun, you're gonna from the Seattle and the Portland, and then you become Scotty's backup, and you guys let's get this shit rolling. Okay?
Let's go, boys.
Yeah, hey, uprising, guys, let's get a kill off the top, have a 5-on-4, and then push down the Ds, okay? They're just gonna want to stay short and be inside, okay? Brandon, shoot that Cali.
You get that wrap and you can go. Don't fight too much. If you can get D2, take it.
And uprising, guys, if we lose bodies, it's Talladega all day. We don't have time to sit and chill.
My relationship with my brother is definitely different from other players, just in that we're twins. I've known him since, the very beginning for both of us, and we've played a lot of paintball together. I have a lot of faith in him, but at the same time I also hold him to a really high standard because I expect so much, and because if I just think he's plenty capable. So whenever he makes a mistake, heck, 50% of people out there think I made that same mistake, so I have to be critical.
Yeah, he's hard on me, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Hey, Nico, if you get ghetto, what should you be doing? Brandon's in China. Cross that, or he's in the Dallas. Yeah, you guys hold the short cross and work it out. Yeah. Okay? Isn't that what we were doing for a while? You were heads up. Hey, you never looked cross until we lost. Okay.
I can't shake paintball, but yeah, I can't imagine, what paintball would be like without him involved, or even, what my life would be like if, he weren't my bro, so.
Win and play well with my brother, it's like we're bouncing that energy off of each other, carrying it through. I've played paintball without my brother before, but I guess would I do it again? You know, I started playing paintball with my brother, stopped for a little while. We were just in different places, didn't work out. But going back to it, I don't think I'd have it any other way.